we on. What's going on, party people? Lacebree here. I go by the name of Lacebree. Okay. Now, if this is your first time, it's definitely a pleasure having you in. I am a spiritual healer, so technically, what I do, I help people to help themselves, or I help people heal themselves. And the way that I go about that is to help you to pretty much understand your emotional patterns and your intellectual conditioning. Because once those two come together, now you have a better, way of approaching the soul or connecting with your higher self, however the fuck you want to put it. But ultimately, it's to help you to spot those emotional blockages and understanding your intellectual conditioning, and by bringing those two together, now you're being in alignment with yourself, the universe. Now, as Bruce Lee, adequately put, you flowing like water, baby. You know what I'm saying? You swimming out there. You know what I'm saying? But now, with that being said, if you're coming back, stop playing. You already know what this is. Get your plate. Okay, we're gonna talk some shit. You feel me? This is a holy communion. Okay. Get your shit, get your smoke. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk some shit. Now, I always like to give a little bit of background, especially if this is your first time, when it talks to me being, or even talking about spirituality. You do see what I'm saying? Now, when we talk about spirituality or spirit, right, that's what you are. Meaning, once you understand the underlining of pretty much, your body, you understand the mystery behind your body, because your body technically is a projection of your consciousness, right? That's how you could change your DNA. You know what I'm saying? It's just a way how I think the Buddhists call it's that house. It's that mirror house. That's where, you able to, sense the world. You know what I'm saying? You're making the connection through your senses. It's a projection of your consciousness and how you're interacting with it, right? And then when we talk about your mind, well, listen, me talking to you right now, it's a representation of my mind. But when you delve into, okay, so what is the mind being represented by, then you see it's the spirit. So therefore, what I'm truly saying is your birthright. So at birth, you're just spirit already. So now, but when we talk about becoming spiritual now, that's when you activate that spirit side of you. Meaning now you are acting in accordance to what your spirit is, or to who your spirit is. And then spirituality is us talking about it. Talking about the whole process, what's taking place, how it's taking place, and that's what spirituality is all about. Do you see what I'm saying? So I always like to give out a little bit of background, just so you know, because there's what's the word that I'm looking for here? There's a certain way, that people, when you talk about, let's just say, if I were to say that I was spiritual, there's a certain behavior you're expecting of me. It wouldn't be a nigga smoking this shit. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. You'll probably, expect certain things, but that's also based on your conditioning and not understanding the mystery behind the three things that I just mentioned. So therefore, we always tend to look at spirituality as something that is far distant from us. You know what I'm saying? You got to be out of this world. But yet you're in the world. Do you see what I'm saying? I get you. But I can also say the same thing, and still I'm in this world. I'm getting ahead of myself here. This is for the grown-ups. But anyway, now with that being said, I had decided to pretty much talk about the masculine energy and the feminine energy. Now, keep spirituality in mind. So you got to understand a relationship or whatever the fuck your kids does not define who you are. This is a disclaimer, right? You know, your purpose, your life, the person that you are, you know, goes beyond a fucking relationship. In other words, you know, the person that you are is expressing itself or herself, how the fuck you want to put it, through your relationship, through you dealing with your kids. And as you can see, the title of this here is that you never ever put a relationship before your purpose. Your purpose always got to come first as a masculine energy. And the reason why, before I even delve into that, you know, this is what this is not. I mean, let me tell you what this is not. This is not about, you know, because I've seen, you know, technically when I hear people talking about, you know, relationship or maybe the masculine energy and the feminine energy coming together, you know, especially in the United States, right? So we're talking about a war, a battle between the sexes. We're talking about domination. We're talking about mind control. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to call this nigger. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about marking your territory. If that's what you're seeking for, you're not going to find this over here, nigga. You're in the wrong spot. And to be honest, so let's get a little bit like into that. You're setting yourself up for failure. So technically, you're approaching relationship to trap a motherfucker. Do you see what I'm saying? And believe you me, you know, I have not seen any good relationship that comes out of that. I have not seen it. The people who are truly in love are the people who are open to love. But most importantly, too, who understand how the masculine and the feminine energy comes together. Not a war between the sexes. If that's what you're doing, hey, good luck. But I'm going to be honest, I have not seen it work. And if you have, tag me on some shit, let me know. Let me know. Listen, man, you rip what you sow. You play games, that's what you're going to get. Ain't no way out of it, baby. Now, depending on what you're playing. Do you see what I'm saying? If you could be real, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know, I mean, I don't want to get too much into that because I feel like, I mean, that's what this whole fucking society is about. I mean, you could just look at the results. That speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? But I guess if you don't see certain things, maybe I may elaborate later on some bullshit. But the point here is that for you to understand, you have to open to yourself. So when we're talking about relationship, or even the divine masculine or the masculine with the feminine, we're talking about, you know, how they come together, but most importantly, a relationship in terms of spirit. If you're a spirit, having a human experience, so therefore you are experiencing these things. It's part of your experience. It's not meant for you. A relationship shouldn't define you. You should define your relationship. And that's how it works. So, I've had a couple videos where I talk about understanding the masculine and the feminine energy. And I can't recall what was the last thing that I talked about. I think it was a couple videos ago. But what I'm going to be talking about tonight, especially for the masculine energy. Now, we're talking about certain masculine energy who does not understand how to express or how to communicate with the feminine energy. It's important for you to know how to communicate with them. Because as we can see, just like they say, a man and a woman, you know, sleep on the pillow, but on the fucking pillow, but they have different dreams. The mystery behind that is that we may be right next to one another, but we think differently. Do you see what I'm saying? And for you to have an effective communication and understanding between those two sexes, you got to go beyond what you know and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm fucking Haitian, right? Nigga, I came from Haiti. So for me to actually come on here and talking to you guys, now I could do this whole shit in Creole, right? But it wouldn't be dedicated to you because you don't speak that language. So therefore, for me to speak to you, I gotta think like you. I gotta understand how you think and communicate that to you and make that connection with you. So you have to look at it when it comes to the masculine and the feminine energy. You gotta look at it the same way. It's the same exact way. And how they come together. So that's why I decided to talk about this shit. You know what I'm saying? So if you're looking for the domination shit, in my nigga, you're in the wrong spot, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. But if you choose to stay though, just know you definitely in for one. You're gonna learn some you're gonna learn today. You feel me? But anyway, what I wanted to talk about, because I've been giving out a couple tips in terms of certain things that I've learned along the way. And also as I started to grow spiritually too, and as a divine feminine. And also, let me talk a little bit about that, especially if this is your first time. Had nothing to do with, having, or being gay or none of that shit. And I have nothing against that either. But what this is all about is, especially when you add the word divine feminine or divine masculine, it simply means, like I'll give you a perfect example. A female energy could be a divine masculine. Meaning, if you take a look at the yin and yang symbol, right, you'll see there's a black part, there's a white part. In the black part, there's a little center that has a white part in it, and vice versa. In the white part, in the middle of it, there's a dark part. So what does that mean, and how does that translate, right? Because we need to understand what that symbol is. It means, as me being a man, I also have female tendencies in me, meaning I have emotions. I could cry, I could cook, I could nurture. There's a bunch of shit I could do that female do. Same vice versa. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have a different type of female energy too. You have your female energy that's more on a scholarship type of shit. There's all type of feminine energy. You can't just put one feminine energy as no, you can't do it like that. Some women are really into sports. That's what they love. That's what they do. Well, guess what? That's a motherfucking masculine trait. That's a masculine energy. Do you see what I'm saying? They're into the bodybuilding shit, and that's their passion. And this is not them trying to be like niggas, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about in their core, in their essence. And that's what makes them either a divine masculine or a divine feminine. Like when you look at a guy like Prince and all that shit, those guys were divine feminine. Meaning they were very intuitive. Do you see what I'm saying? Very creative. And they, what I'm saying? Like for me, it's pretty much the same thing. Like, shit, I talk to the dead. I'm a medium. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Name it. Well, I don't look at myself as a psychic, but, my intuitive is pretty strong. I could be next to you and pick up on your energy. You ain't got to tell me shit. I'll tell you about you, nigga. And women are highly intuitive. They just know shit intuitively. So as a masculine energy, where I have, let's just say, lack of better terms, if that's the, the kind of power that, that is my core essence, that's what makes me a divine feminine. Not to mention the hair and other shit, like me being a nurturer and shit like that too. And you know, I nurture my kids. I change the diapers of my fucking son, ass and shit, and my daughter too. Whereas my dad wouldn't be doing that shit. It's not good or bad. It's just, you know what I'm saying, different strokes for different folks, baby. That's what we're saying. So I think to start, you should identify who the fuck you are. Do you see what I'm saying? In terms of, you know, your core essence, values. Do you see what I'm saying? So that could be a good start for you, you know. Get in where you fit in, baby. But anyway, now let's take it a step further, right? So now, as a spirit, because we are a spirit, you are expressing yourself through your talent, through your gifts, through your passion, through the things that you love. These are all a reflection. This is the spirit. You know, if the more open you are to the spirit, the more you are able to flow as a, you know, like water, for lack of better terms. Meaning now you're flowing with the universe. But I'm saying that to say that the spirit that is in you will always express itself one way or another motherfucking others. That's why a lot of us, we have what is called your shadow self. You had something, when something triggered in you, you know, that is the spirit in you, aka your shadow, that is expressing itself. Like, you never hear people saying how shy bitches are hoes and shit. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, the girls are like, oh my God. Because they are not fully open, but it has to express itself one way or another. That's why, you know, through sex, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know a shy bitch, my God, man. Woo! You know what I'm saying? Bisexual. I mean, I have nothing against it. But the way she would appear to you, you're like, oh no, not her. Not her. Yes, it's her. Yes, it's her. You know, she's the community hoe. You know, fuck anything and everything. You know what I'm saying? Shit, you already know. So I'm saying all of that not to judge, but to show you the spirit will always express itself. Now, when you're open to who you are, meaning to your true spirit, now it's pretty much that's how you're being healthy. That's like, you see, like the bitch that would always act like, you nigga, I suck anybody's dick. Like, you know what I'm saying? That bitch is always not the hoe. Meaning the more open that you are, you know, so the more truthful that you are, you know, the more, you know, the less shadow self, or the less, I don't know, I don't want to say evil, but, you know what I'm saying, the less of the bullshit, because the spirit's going to have to express itself. And your shadow is just blockages or emotional blockages, and they are reacting because they're not in alignment. That's why you see a bitch would be a hoe because her dad was not around. So her shadow self wasn't properly nurtured or expressed. Meaning her spirit didn't, it's going to express one way or another. One way or another. And as a spiritual healer, I have to understand these things and make you aware of it. But where I'm going with this too, because what I'm also trying to say here is that once you understand that, then you understand a relationship is simply a part of you. That's just part of the spirit expressing itself. So I'm saying all of that to say, as a masculine energy, your purpose is to, You know what I'm saying? Not just only understand the feminine energy, but you also have to understand yourself. And as you understand yourself better, that's how you'll be able to communicate better with the feminine energy. That's why, hence, a relationship should never come before your fucking purpose as a masculine energy. Because understand this, when you don't follow your purpose, or when you have no purpose, you are weakening yourself. You're not 100%. You're not fully who you are. And if you're not fully who you are, how can you be true to somebody else? So understand this. When I'm saying, again, a relationship shouldn't come before your purpose, I'm not saying this to denigrate women or to denigrate a relationship. That's not what the point is here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you, let's act like I don't want this bitch. I'm doing my thing, and then let me see if the bitch gonna want me. That's the bullshit. I'm talking about you truly being yourself. And if you find somebody, your feminine energy, that does not understand that, she's not for you. There's nothing wrong with that. She's not for you. And besides, if you're weakening yourself, how can you be true to her? You're not going to give her 100% because you're cheating yourself. And when you're cheating yourself, you're cheating your kids, you're cheating everybody else. Because understand this, to be a good parent, because shit, I got 2 kids, I had to better myself. I can't give them what I don't have. So if I neglect the person that I am, that's why I can understand, when people, how can you not understand self-love is everything? We're not talking about selfish here. Selfishness is a whole different ballgame. Selfishness, the root of selfishness is fear. You're not sharing yourself with nobody else. But when you truly become yourself, at this point, you become a gift. You become the light of the world. You become the light for your kids. You become your light for your woman. You can truly love her at this point. Listen, my niggas. Being true to yourself, you can never be false to nobody, baby. Do you see what I'm saying? So the true understanding behind not putting a relationship before your purpose, it's not to denigrate women. It's not to say a relationship don't matter. Not at all. In fact, what you're truly saying is you want it to matter so much, you got to acknowledge yourself. Nigga, listen, when you're truly being yourself, then you're able to give your woman your undivided presence. Because you're not cheating yourself. Oh, this is for the grown and sexy on this side, baby. We're talking about some grown shit. I'm not talking about cheating yourself, being closed off, because the more closed off you are, you're not in your power. It's fear-based. Your nature is to be open. Like I said in my last video, everybody, wants to put their guards down. The only reason why you have your guards up, that's after you got hurt. Because you don't know how to be open with a broken heart. That's why you got to live with love. You got to live as love. Meaning you got to be open. And I'm not talking about the top of love. Oh my God, love, love, love. Nah. Love to me simply means being open. That's your nature. To be open. Meaning to embrace everything. And that's how the spirit is having the human experience. Do you understand what I'm saying? So as a spiritual healer, relationship it's valuable because you could either use it to heal yourself or to fuck yourself up. And a lot of people are going through anxiety, depression, all through a fucking relationship because they're not in touch or in tune with their true self. And that's why you got to put God in your relationship, meaning the bigger picture. That's why a relationship cannot define your life. You have to define it based on who you are. Yeah, this is definitely for the grown-ups, baby. You feel me? So just like I was using, because the spirit is going to express herself, what I'm saying, or itself. But anyway, I was some bullshit. I was stuck. You know what I'm saying on that. You know what I'm saying, the quiet ones. You know what I'm saying. Shit. I'm saying fucking everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's why the more open someone is, the more honest that they are. And the more honest that they are, trust me, the less, skeletons they have in their closets. That's what that means. And that's what I was trying to say with that. That's where I was trying to go with it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas someone who's very shy have a shit, nigga. They got a cemetery in their closet. Do you see what I'm saying? But anyway, let's get back to it. Nigga, I'm wilding. But anyway, let's get back to us talking about, following your purpose. Your purpose got to come first. Always got to come first. Now, that doesn't mean you do not love your woman. Not at all. In fact, it would help you to give her your undivided presence. Because now you're fully you. Do you see what I'm saying? Now you're leading yourself. You become a true leader at this point. And as the feminine energy, she lives through you. You got to understand that. Do you see what I'm saying? So, but most importantly, too, that's how you truly love a bitch, too. You're truly going to love her, too. Do you see what I'm saying? I know for me, nigga, shit. If I'm not truly going to love a bitch, why the fuck would I want to be with you? What would I want to be with you? To play games or to have somebody sleeping next to me? Nigga, I'm comfortable. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I could do that. Do you see what I'm saying? But unfortunately, we're living in a culture. The reason why a lot of people don't talk about love is because they think they're being weak. And unfortunately, they're all being. The funny side of that is that, yes, you are being weak because you're not speaking about it, because you're not being open. Do you see what I'm saying? A lot of the talk shows that I look at, you know what I'm saying? People, they always say the same shit. Can love pay my bills? Like, what the fuck? What that has to do with anything? Can air pay your bills? Do you need air, motherfucker? Can water pay your bills? Do you take shower, motherfucker? Do you see what I'm saying? But their insecurity now has to put it on something else. So now what you're defining as your reality is the bullshit. It's the misery. Misery love company. But most importantly, you know what I'm saying, your reality now, and that's what in the matrix that we're talking about, you define reality as a misery. Niggas always say like they're going through some real shit when they're struggling. But when you're happy, are you faking? Is it not real as well? Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? That's ridiculous. You're being one-sided. You're cheating yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're cheating yourself. That's pretty much what it comes down to. And as you pretty much, if you were to put a relationship before your purpose, you cheating her. Because you're cheating yourself. And you're cheating your kids too. How would they have your, you know what I'm saying, just like I was saying, like I know for me to be the best parent to my kids, I gotta be the best version of myself. The fuck? That's how it works. Well, not to say that's how it is. But I'll let you say that's how it works. Mm-hmm. So that's the difference between self-love and being selfish. They are not the same thing. They don't belong in the same category at all. It's like night and day. Total opposite. I mean, I don't like to speak in opposite. I always talk about polarity, but for the sake of this conversation, all I'm trying to say is one has nothing to do with the other. Because self-love allow you to not only embrace yourself, but to embrace other people too. You know what I'm saying? And now to get back to me saying now I learned how to live as love, I became the information that I'm talking about. Now think about this. When you're living as love, you being open doesn't mean like, how can I say this? It doesn't mean you don't judge people. It doesn't mean you don't. So understand this. When you say I don't judge people, that's a judgment right there. Right then and there. You're making a judgment, motherfucker. That you don't judge other people. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, all of us, to be honest, I'm going to have certain reaction to certain people actions. And if that's what you call judging. But the difference between me and maybe somebody else is this. Is that I don't take it to heart. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. Like, there's certain things that turn me off. And I know exactly what they are. Like, I'll give you a perfect example. Someone who's not being who they are, that's a turn off to me. But it's not a turn off to me to a point where I'm not going to talk to you in the sense of I have a grudge against you. Or maybe in a sense of for me to think I'm better than you. In fact, I have compassion for you, but it's still a turn off for me. Does that make any sense? I mean, I don't know how to break it down because ultimately, we all judge people, man. I don't give a fuck what you say. But now for me, I don't judge myself to a point where I don't judge other people to a point where I separate myself from them. Because when you separate yourself from other people, that is the cause of you not loving yourself. Because whatever you hate about somebody else is truly you. Now, understand this. When I'm saying it's truly you, it doesn't mean, let's just say, like for me, a turn off when you're not being yourself. doesn't mean I'm not being myself. That's why it's a turn off to me. No. What that means is it's a turn off to it's me. Like it's wait a minute. Let me slow it down, niggas. Let me slow it down. What that means is if it's I turn myself off by reacting that way. So I'm not gonna allow that to happen. I see the reaction, I feel it, I embrace it, but at the same time I have compassion. You know why? Because I don't see a difference between you and I. See, when you have a group mentality, you separate, it's you versus them. And that's where the illusion comes in too. Because in reality, nigga, like the only difference, like for me, shit, nigga, I'm diamond. Meaning, I do better under pressure. But a lot of other people crack under pressure. So I see where you went left. It's a turn off, but I don't hold it against you. I still have compassion for you. Does that make sense? I mean, it makes sense to me. That's why I don't hold grudges with motherfuckers. But I'm not going to be part of your fuck shit, though. I'm not doing the fuck shit with you. I get you. That's the type of, hey, that's the type of time you want. Okay. Now, is it my type of time? Nah. Do I have something against you? No. Would I do it? Do I agree with you? Fuck no. I'm not doing it. And that's what boundaries is all about. So this is something you're going to learn as you start to grow your energy, as you start to embrace yourself. You got to have boundaries. You know, some motherfuckers you got to let go, but you don't let them go because you hate them. Let me just speak for me. I don't let them go because I hate them. I let them go because I love them. Meaning I'm able to release you. I'm open. That's not what I'm about. That's what you're about. Okay, you do you. I go this way. Just like me, I have gay friends. Nigga, you suck dicks. That's what you do. Fine. That's your thing. Me, that's not what I do. I do this. That's what it means. Now, I may react to certain things like, I'll give you a perfect example. Like, it's not pleasant to me looking at a man kissing another man. It's not something I like. Oh my God, let me show myself. I'm not homophobic. Nah, nigga, I don't like that. But that's what you do. Cool. And I don't have to be near it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I mean, I hope that makes sense. But that's how you also live as love. I'm still open to you, even though I may have a reaction to it. And my reaction, ironically, is truly having compassion. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I see niggas like, come on, man. Like, you do you, dog. I don't have to follow your bullshit, though. Or I don't have to be in your mix of anything that you do. Cool. Respect. Keep up the good job, dog. You know what I'm saying? Or the bad job, whatever the fuck. You see, this is how much I'm not even involved. You know what I'm saying? But would I do it? That's my reaction to it. No, it's not for me. Do you understand what I'm saying? But anyway, I hope I'm able to explain that correctly. But anyway, and to me, that's how you truly live as love. Because that's how I live myself. I mean, I live my life. By embracing everybody, but I don't have to agree with what you do, but I embrace it. That's fine. That's what you do. Cool. And I'm also cool if you don't embrace what I do too. Do you see what I'm saying? Because I know, like, you know, some people think I do like witchcraft and shit. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to bad mouth. That's fine. That's okay. That's not for you. If that's how you look at it, I don't see anything, you know, like witchcraft here. I don't know. Well, depending on what your definition of it too. I mean, it's definitely that. Because, you know what I'm saying, I master my craft, nigga. You know what I'm saying? And again, they'll show you in the movies too. You have your good witch, you have your bad witch. Like, how do you want it? You see what I'm saying? But for me, and that's also the art of not giving a fuck and being comfortable with the person that I am. But I also embrace you at the same time. Because I don't see a difference between you and I. And the whole purpose of Namaste too, I gotta say this, you know what I'm saying? Because when I get to understand what the monks are doing, that shit is fucking incredible. You know what I'm saying? It's like knowing that even though your spirituality is not activated, I see the God in you. You know why? Because I see the God in me when I see you. That's why I would always have compassion for other people. I would understand. I understand the shadow self. So when someone is being imprisoned by their shadow side, you know, I mean, it's a turn off, but at the same time, I understand. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, does that mean I'm going to be with you? Nigga, you're out of your mind. No, sir. No, ma'am. You know what I'm saying? So, living as love, you know what I'm saying? That's how you are open to yourself. And that's why you always got to be true to the person that you are. And by being true to who you are, you will always be, or you will never be forced to nobody else. And ironically, that's how you offer yourself as a gift to other people. Now you become the light of the world. Oh, I'm talking some shit now, baby. Be the light of the world. Maybe I should call this being the light of the world. But for you to be that light, you have to be in alignment with the person that you are. That's why, you know what I'm saying, let's just say if you're going to be with a lady or with a feminine energy, you have to let her know. I mean, not necessarily have to let her know, but your purpose have to be first. And if she doesn't understand that, she's not the one for you. First of all, you know, well, I shouldn't say she's being selfish, but she's not going to get the best out of you anyway. Think about it. Let's just say, if you could be the best version of, that's what following your purpose is. That's you being the best version of you. Like me being in my purpose, this spirituality shit, that's me being at my best, nigga. And shit, I'm even better, you know, behind the camera, nigga. You're just getting, you know what I'm saying? This is just a glimpse of what you're seeing here. The energy speaks for itself. As it should. The word has to become flesh. As it should, my dudes. You know what I'm saying? And most importantly, too, that would allow you to love a motherfucker. Like the next bitch I'm going to be with, nigga, shit, that's what the fuck I said. I'll love the shit out of you, bitch. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Like, I've been single for like, what? Like, for almost 5 years, nigga. But those 5 years, though, it's like, it's self-mastering. Oh, listen, man, you need that time. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate when I see people jumping from relationship to relationship. You don't know who you are. You can't tell your right, you know what I'm saying, your right foot from your left, baby. What you doing? How you stepping out here? How you make a step, you making two, you know what I'm saying, left steps, man. You out of balance, baby. Do you see what I'm saying? So understand, by me putting myself first and my purpose first doesn't have absolutely nothing to do with me not loving somebody truthfully. In fact, this is why you will get, I'll be honest with you all the time. What the fuck do you need? What the fuck do you want? You know what I'm saying? So I'm also saying this to say, you gotta love a bitch wholeheartedly. You see, that's why this is not for the games, baby. This is for the grown ups. Oh man, love your woman like you never loved somebody before, nigga. But like I always say though, she gotta be worthy though. You know what I'm saying? That's why you know what I'm saying, you always gotta screen the clients. Always gotta screen, you know what I'm saying, whoever you talking to. But you can't have a clear mind about somebody else if you don't have it about you. That's why if you're gonna build a budget or having a plan, you gotta know what you want. The very first thing they tell you, what do you want? Then from what you want, which has to be clear and cut, then you're able to build from it. But for you to know what you want, ironically, it comes with the self. So as a divine feminine, my bitch gotta be a divine masculine. Do you see what I'm saying? You already know. You see what I'm saying? You gotta know what you know. You gotta know. You gotta know what you want, bro. But first, you gotta know your status. You gotta know. You know what I'm saying? Are you a divine masculine or are you a divine feminine? Then from there, you know, you pretty much evolve. You know what I mean? So, oh, nigga. Oh, you got. If you guys like, I always go back to fucking Trinity and fucking Neo because I love that connection, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You see how they fucking, this nigga's holding on that bitch holding on. Nigga, what kind of, I don't know what kind of relationship you guys are looking for. And there's no selfishness involved. It's pure love. Neo like, Trinity, I need you. Trinity like, nah, nigga, they need you. Do your work. Well, you and Neo kind of fumbled a little bit there. You know what I'm saying? But it's good to she was on her divine masculine shit. Nigga, do your work. Oh, I'm here. I ain't going nowhere, nigga. Shit. You saw what happened. When they got together, shit. That's what I'm saying. You know, and that's what, you know what I'm saying, you have to express yourself. You got to be open. Learning how to love with a broken heart. But most importantly, for my divine masculine niggas, you know what I'm saying, or my males, you got to be on your purpose. And your purpose always got to come first. Because if you don't do that, you're not being honest with her. You're not. Because you're not being honest with yourself. Nor your kids or anybody else. Can you imagine if you don't follow your passion? Like, what the fuck are you going to tell your kids? They got to get a job. I mean, not that I have any problem with the job or anything like that, but they're just going to have to follow what everybody else is doing. So you compromise yourself. You cheated yourself. Now you're teaching them how to cheat themselves. And that's what toxicity is all about, my man. That's a toxic life. Then you created a toxic family. And that's most of us. That's where we came. Well, that's where I come from. If I don't want to put you in the mix, you might be special. Nigga, you might be special. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to, hey, it's my cross, nigga. I'm going to carry my shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I have to overcome, too. Do you see what I'm saying? That's when you understand. But most importantly, once you start being in your purpose, too. Now, at this point, you're not looking as a feminine energy just like pussy, nigga. Like, you mean to tell me what you see in a bitch and just her pussy? Damn. Okay, well, shit. All right. Or if a bitch look at you, all she sees is a dick, that's not too good. And I'm being politically correct. I'm being political here. You know what I'm saying? That's not too good at all. Not to say this is bullshit. And that's what toxicity is all about. Meaning now at this point, you are worshiping idols, meaning not the true person, not the true essence, but the bullshit. And again, tag me on a fucking video or some shit where, you know what I'm saying, when you see a true relationship, we're talking about a true relationship. And it has nothing to do with fucking marriage either. Do you see what I'm saying? And on top of it, can you imagine? You already have a fucked up relationship with yourself. Now you're with a bitch and then you got married on top of it. What are you doing? It's chaotic. And for some reason, marriage now is like, what, shows love? Not at all. There's a lot of married people who are not happy at all. They don't sleep in the same house and all that shit. Like, that's crazy. That's the type of relationship y'all niggas want? Well, when you trap a nigga or a nigga trap a bitch, well, that's what you're gonna get. Or if your wallet is leading you to be with somebody, you know what I'm saying? Because I know for me, listen, man, first of all, nigga, I was born in Haiti. I went to what is called a Jesuit school. So it was all boys. So I got to see all side of men. Not just myself, but with my friends and all that shit. Not every man is fully, you know what I'm saying, in their, for lack of better terms, alpha. And the reason why, for me personally, I don't associate with the alpha term is because, I mean, first of all, I don't really know much about it, but the little bit that I came to understand about it, it's like I've seen niggas talking about alpha, and then they just looking to fuck. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. If I'm going to be on my purpose, meaning I have values in myself, and now for me to look at a bitch and seeing just her pussy, that doesn't add up to me. It's more like dick and pussy. You gotta see more than that in a fucking bitch for you to be with her, don't you? Well, I mean, I would say for me. Do you see what I'm saying? Like a fat ass. Now that shit look good though. I ain't gonna lie. But to be with a bitch for a fat ass? Well, guess what, nigga? Now, guess what? Same thing you saw, somebody else saw. So what the fuck you gonna do now? You gonna walk around like, are you gonna become a security, or a personal security guard? Look at what you're doing to yourself. Why? What? Come on, man. You're not only cheating yourself, you're punishing yourself too. For what? Well, I mean, hey, that's how you feel. That's how you feel. So, the purpose of this conversation, my divine masculine, my niggas, is for you to understand that, you know, first of all, your purpose should always come first before a relationship. And by you putting your purpose first, doesn't mean that you are somehow downplaying a fucking relationship. No. What it means is, like I said before, is that now you're able to appreciate what a relationship is by giving your divine presence, your undivided presence. You fully here. Like, since I am on my purpose, nigga. You know what I'm saying? If I tell you that's my bitch, nigga, that's my bitch. And I just talk dirty, you know what I'm saying? So forgive me. You know, for some of my, how come a spiritual guy's talking about my bitch? I get it. You know what I'm saying? Forgive me. I fell short. I'll take it, nigga. I fell short. It happens. Or I just don't give a fuck. You see what I'm saying? Nigga. I don't know, man. All my skeletons I have in my closet, they right here with me, nigga. I don't leave nobody behind. I'll tell you this much. There's no skeleton left behind over here. All my skeletons, man, they are fully human. Like, if you see the mummy, you know how those mummies become fully human? That's what happened to my skeletons. You know what I'm saying? All my skeletons are right here, baby. I'm showing up with the superheroes. There ain't no skeleton left behind over here. You know what I'm saying? But for those of you who have cemeteries, hey, I got you. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't say certain words. I get it. That's fine. Ain't no judging over here. You get me? You got me? You know what I'm saying? What I talk about speak for itself, man. And that's what I love about it. You feel me? It speaks for itself. Now, with that being said, damn, 56 minutes, man. I was just getting comfortable talking my shit. But I got to let you guys go, you know what I'm saying? So maybe I should do this, because I want to talk about the divine masculine and feminine. Maybe I should do this every Wednesday. You guys let me know. Oh, check out the Patreon. I definitely got to, you know what I'm saying, put that in. Let's build a community. You know what I'm saying? Let's all come together, because the whole purpose for me, not just exchanging our fucking energy, but also for us to come together. And the fucking internet allow us to do that. Do you see what I'm saying? A lot of us who are conscious, you know what I'm saying, when you look around you, not that many other people are conscious around you. So when we all come together in this, and I got to big up Queen Cup, man. I love the way she defined this, and I fell in love the way she said it. So she's saying the internet is fucking the 5D. That's how we all connected. Like, here I am here speaking to myself, but yet I'm speaking to a lot of people at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And now if we're able to make that connection in terms of us coming together, like-minded, and building that community, man, listen, man, we're doing some God work. We're doing God's work. You see what I'm trying to say? So that's the benefit. That's what I love about the internet, too. Do you see what I'm saying? But otherwise, it is what it is. Now, with that being said, check out the Patreon. Become a member, man. It's $1 a day, nigga. How do you want it? $1 a day. But most importantly, there's a lot of other content too, just so you guys know. When you don't see me on here, there's a lot of content that I have on my Patreon, that I have uploaded. A couple of them, I kind of like give out a sneak peek so that people know, what to expect, as they become a Patreon member. But most importantly, there's a lot of other things that I do talk about too, especially, to those who, I'm saying, being part of the community. Don't be left behind. Don't be left behind, baby. Mm-hmm. Let's have that, personal connection. But also, I do consultation too. Especially if you're going through the dark night of the soul. Listen, that's your blessing. That is your blessing. Remember, the pain of the remedy of the pain is in the pain. Do you see what I'm saying? That's how diamonds are made. and that pressure. You see what I'm saying? And that's how you're able to love with a broken heart. Yet you got hurt, but you don't let it close. You understand it. You feel the hurt. You don't deny the pain. Oh, you got to acknowledge it. And then you know it. You accept it for what it is. And that's how you truly learn too. Do you see what I'm saying? But a lot of people who may be going through certain experiences, that's why you struggle to find you. Your struggle either makes you or break you. You know what I'm saying? You tell me which one you is. Or as an immigrant nigga, or you are, depending on how you look at yourself. If you look at yourself as more than one people, shit, nigga, I'm retarded. Then you are. Or you is. Does it make a difference? Come on, man. We're creating our life over here. Now, with that being said, we're going to leave it there. Haitien, bravo, Malay.